And welcome to another edition of the County Court Report here in Floyd County at the Floyd County Community Center. I'm Jamie Johnson, joined by Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams. Good afternoon, Robbie.
Good afternoon, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
This is our month of May edition. May. Get going.
Yeah.
Month of May edition of the County Court Report, and a lot to talk about since last month in our video and things we do every month here. This is really just an informational video to catch you up to speed on what's been going on in the Floyd County Fiscal Court and things going on here in the county, as you may know. But for those who haven't watched before, that is what we do. And of course, you can find this on our Floyd County Fiscal Court Facebook page, also on WMDJ's Facebook page, and it will be archived at WMDJFM.com for later viewing. A lot to get to today. We were supposed to have Mike Tackett, District 3 Magistrate, here today. He couldn't make it. He's really social distancing because he's not here. But actually, he's got a lot going on in District 3, and I want you to talk about it because that area's had now 2 temporary stoplights on Route 122. That's really rough right now.
Yes.
Spewing Camp been hit very hard lately with rain. A lot of issues up there right now to deal with.
Well, 2 weeks ago we had the wind event, and you know, we had folks. We had about 5,000 people that lost power. You know, for days. We had some people. I think we had over 1,000 folks that were without power for almost a week. Mm-hmm. So it was a major event. I've never seen wind damage like they had. I certainly feel it had to be a tornado rather than just straight line winds. So they did a heck of a job getting that cleaned up, and I have to commend the state. The state, they came in, they rose to the occasion. They did a good job getting those roads back open. But Mike, he's worked tirelessly to try to get this stuff taken care of. 2 nights ago, we had the rain event in Left Beaver, Ned's Fork, Spewing Camp, a couple other places up there. They had washouts. Mm-hmm. He's up there working today. They're trying to get some bridges and the roads repaired up there to get things operating back to normal. But you know, we've had issues that we just have to deal with them, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today. But you know, I just want people to know that he is out here working every day for them, trying to get things taken care of.
And it's a process. I know at Drift, where the break is in the road, they had to move the water line first.
Absolutely.
Before you could even fix the road. Yeah. And now fixing that water line caused another break just a few tenths of a mile down the road. Yeah. So some issues there, but it's going to be a process, and we got to get used to that right now.
Yeah, we do, and we're working through a lot of this, and it's given us opportunity. Obviously, the state has already slashed our road budget about 12%. I hope there's no more cuts, but that's only in the first 60 days of what's happened with this pandemic. So this could, you know, and that's based on gas taxes coming in. So as we continue to stay sheltered in place and people aren't driving, those gas taxes go down. I mean, this could cut our road budget and really cut into what we can do here for the next year or so.
Yeah, that's something that maybe we don't realize is, you know, it's nice that price of gas has went down, but it's went down because there's no demand.
That's right.
And that tax pays for highways. And if you were paying attention yesterday, the governor's office said that I think the first quarter shortfall was like maybe a third from what it was billed in April last year or something like that. So they were used to having in the billions, and they were now in the 800 million range. Mm-hmm. That's a big loss, and it's going to get worse.
Well, I think it's going to take us a couple of years to get back on track in what's happened here.
Yeah.
And you know, that's one of the things we was talking about, the census. That's why these census numbers are so important, and that's why it's important for us to get our census filled out. If you have friends, family members, please contact them, help them get the census filled out. If you're having difficulty filling it out, call our office, 886-9193. We have girls there. They can help you get the census filled out.
We're going to create a campaign for this in the next week or so to really get the word out on this, because a lot of folks aren't getting the census in the mail. I want you to explain that.
P.O. Box, you will not get census data if you have a P.O. Box. I don't know, in the Census Bureau's infinite wisdom, they have said that if you have a P.O. Box, they will not mail you the information. You have to have a physical address. Well, probably half of Floyd County has a P.O. Box. So we're starting out in the hole. But I'm telling folks, call us, let us help you. We need to get counted. We have to be certain that we get these numbers in, because the way the money is divided up at the federal and the state, more so at the federal level, for grants and things of that nature, is based on your population numbers. Also, this is how we determine the legislators and our representatives and state senators based on, you know, your population numbers. So we need to be certain that we get everyone counted so that we can get the funds that we need to help to rebuild Floyd County once we get past this COVID-19 issue.
And, you know, speaking of representatives and senators and things, the political side of this, there will be redistricting next year. So this is a big deal, getting this done in terms of representation for us at a state level and such. But also, if you read the numbers, Wayland and Wheelwright and Allen had very, very poor numbers on response to the census. Well, guess what? All three of those communities are all serviced by a post office.
Correct.
There's no route mail. Most of those places do not have route mail in those cities. That makes it even worse because you're not maybe aware of it. But it doesn't take a long time to do. You can do it in under 10 minutes, especially if you have help. So, and like you said, you're going to have a number set up to be able to call in and get assistance on the phone to help someone do this. So we're going to make this accessible and get Floyd County up higher than our neighbors.
We are, and we're doing that. And we're putting a campaign together right now with the help of our media affiliates and folks like you all that are helping out. So, but you know, if you look at those towns, also the population is an elderly population.
Yes.
So a lot of times we have to be knocking on the doors to get these folks to fill out the census, or they're not on the computer. They're not getting the information in the mail. So we're working with our senior citizen centers to try to get those seniors. And when we're out delivering meals and doing those things, we're also you know, saying, hey, can we help you with the census? So we're doing our part. We just need folks to step up and help us. Take 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes. And talk to a friend, a neighbor, a relative, and ensure that they've got their census filled out, because this helps us in the county tremendously. We don't need redistricting. Our legislators, based on the last budget that we had come out from the state of Kentucky, they've stepped up. They've done a heck of a job. We need to keep the folks that we have. The governor with the budget, it's unbelievable, the budget for Floyd County that was just passed. Now, are they going to be able to honor the budget based on, you know, the changes that's going to take place because of the COVID-19? We hope, and we certainly think they'll do their best.
COVID-19's affected everybody, and you probably already heard there is a positive COVID-19 case at the Floyd County Jail. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Late yesterday afternoon, we got word that we had an employee in the jail that tested positive for COVID-19. She's asymptomatic. She's not showing any signs, symptoms. The jail employees were tested routine basis just to make certain that there was no issue. The test came back. She's in good spirits. She's doing well. Our prayers go out to her and her family. And like I said, these aren't statistics. These aren't just employees. These are families that we know and people that we love and trust in our communities. And I look at the cases of individuals that have tested positive in Floyd County. I know them directly or their family indirectly, all of them that have tested positive one way or another. And these aren't just statistics. These are our neighbors.
And the good news is folks have recovered from this that have been positive, not just in Floyd County, but, you know, the majority bounced right back after some time. That's the good news. We will get through it. I know you've heard that 1,000 times from people, especially the governor, but we will get through it, and we will at a time. So the jail is being taken care of. Probably by the time we're done with this video, they've already done a whole lot to it this morning.
Well, they started last night.
So
when I spoke with the jailer last night, he said he told me, he said, look, we've already been doing the right things. We're taking the employees' temperatures twice a day. We're taking the inmates' temperature as well twice a day. We've been doing the right things. We're keeping the place clean. So this just goes to show you a lot of times that you can do the right things and still come down with it. But like I was telling you earlier, I've noticed a trend. With the nursing homes and jails and places where you have confined areas where you don't have air circulating. And that you know, heating and cooling system just keeps recirculating that same air. So, you know, I think it's important if you have a suppressed immune system or you're elderly, you need to stay in. If you're in a confined space, you need to be certain that do your best to try to get some air circulating. Don't, open the doors, open windows, try to get those fans. But that seems to be a common theme that we're finding is folks who have a suppressed immune system in confined spaces.
We'll keep working on making those things better.
Absolutely.
A lot of it's just awareness. If you're aware of that, you can slide that window open at home.
Absolutely.
Get some fresh air coming in right now. What better time to do it than the month of May?
Absolutely.
To have those fresh air flowing through your home and in your place of work when you can. Speaking of work, we're getting ready to phase a reopening business here in Kentucky, especially here in Floyd County. Let's talk about the reopening and what the governor's response has been and things of that nature.
Well, the governor, he has I think it's actually a 4-phased approach, and we're moving into the next phase on Monday.
May 11th.
May the 11th, correct. You'll need to have a face mask if you're out publicly or if you go into a business. I have my folks to put no mask, no service at my office. You will have a mask on if you're coming into my business. And same thing at the courthouse. We do have folks that still have to come in. We have employees come in. We need to be wearing a mask. And don't be touching your face with your hands. Wear a mask. Don't be touching your face with your hands, and keep your distance. And if you don't have to be out, don't be out. That's what I tell my mom and dad. Don't be out publicly. We can help and do the things we need to do. It's one thing we are good at here in Eastern Kentucky is taking care of our own.
Yes.
We do take care of each other.
A lot of businesses, of course, providing that safe environment. If you're a business owner and you have questions about what you need to do to have a safe environment, they can call the judge's office.
Absolutely, and this is important. I don't want these business owners to think that I'm trying to beat you up. I'm a business owner. I still own my personal business. But the reason I'm telling the business owners you have to be safe in how you conduct business because of the liability that exists. If an employee or a customer gets sick in your place of business and you didn't do the right things, you can be held responsible for those folks getting sick. So I'm trying to increase awareness. I'm not trying to create any more of an issue for business owners. But if you will ensure that your employees have the PPE that they need, they keep their distance from each other. Businesses may look different than what they did before, and make sure that you do have air circulating in the business and you're constantly wiping your workplaces down. If you do these things, you're going to be fine. But it's important for the business owners to understand is that you're protecting yourself from the liability of getting sued.
Right.
You're protecting your customers from getting the virus, and you're protecting your employees from getting the virus as well. So that's the reason you have to understand, just because the governor says that a business can reopen doesn't mean that a business can reopen. There are strings attached. There are guidelines, regulations that you still have to follow.
We've seen dentist office and chiropractors who were open first. Mm-hmm. They didn't jump right in. Some of them took a whole week to get prepared, to get the personal protection equipment and things that they needed before they got started. And it's okay to ease into it.
Absolutely.
If you're a business owner, to ease into this, because there is a liability issue. I've been saying that since March. Yeah. That a lot of the places, a lot of the things that have been implemented, the policies and such, is because of liability. Because when this is over with, people will react in one way or another.
Absolutely, that's my concern, is the liability issue back on the business owners. Yeah. So that's why I keep saying to them, be proactive, do the right things, protect your employees, and protect your customers. And if you do that, then you are protecting yourself and your family and your business.
Now, I know you want to talk about the governor's response and things as well.
Sure. There's a couple things. The governor's done a really good job. I know there was an article a couple weeks ago in the paper that stated that we thought the governor wasn't going to honor the contract that he had signed with us on providing the road aid. That was not the case. We didn't say that. It basically said that we thought the governor would honor the contract to continue to provide the road aid for us, and that we knew that there was a reason that they have been slow getting that money back to us because of what's going on in Frankfort. So, you know, the governor he's really done a stand-up job with us. Like I said, going back to the budget for us, for Floyd County, was unbelievable. Our legislators, they went to Frankfort. They did a heck of a job for us. We just have to hope that we can hold it together based on the ever-changing budget in Frankfort.
Yeah, I was saying, you can't give money that isn't there. Now, don't tell Trump that. I mean, in all seriousness, though, if there's not taxpayer money to do some of these projects, it can't happen until it's there, and it might be delayed. And
Correct.
You might as well expect that. I mean, we probably should already temper ourselves to know that we know things are in place. We know there are plans made for projects and things to happen, but it's going to have maybe take a little longer than we anticipated, just because nobody saw this coming 6-8 months ago.
Well, there's so much uncertainty going forward.
Right.
There's so much uncertainty. There's nothing that's just, you know, our world, everything just got flipped upside down 60 days ago. And but you know, as we make suggestions to the governor, he's been responsive. We've asked for something, they've helped. You know, I tell folks it doesn't come down to a Democrat or Republican thing. It's just about doing the right thing. And to this point, we've been very satisfied with their response.
A little more closer to home, speaking of finances, the county's finances, what's the situation right now with that?
Well, the county's finances are good. I think we did a lot of things when we first came into office last year in setting up our emergency fund and some of the other things that we've done, that we are in much better position than a lot of counties and communities around us. And you know, we're going to have to pull back for a while until we get a feel for how long this is going to last. This may be something that lasts another 60 days. It may be something that lasts another 12 or 18 months. But so, you know, we're just kind of pulling back. We're still providing our services, doing what we need to do. It's probably going to cut into our the amount of asphalt and things that we're going to be able to do this year. Some of those things that we like to do on an annual basis. We will still be doing some, but you know, we will be pulling back. But for the most part, county's doing good. We made a lot of good decisions early on, and it's, you know, like I said, we set the emergency rainy day fund up last year. Right now it's raining, and we're in good shape.
Part of that rainy day fund has been used to feed families.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
help these food shelters.
Absolutely. We've taken, we've allocated $200,000 out of the rainy day fund to prop the food pantries up. We've done that. We've also used the funds to help feed our seniors. Well, we have fed over 12,000 meals in the last 60 days.
12,000 meals in 60 days.
12,000 meals in 60 days of what we fed our senior citizens here in Floyd County with the fund. So we're doing our part. There's a lot of people that are out here helping churches. I mean, you wouldn't believe the churches and the individual groups that are stepping up and just people taking care of each other. This is where we shine as Floyd County, is we take care of our own.
And also, we had a donation by the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints.
Absolutely.
That also helped with that as well. That's been disseminated equally to each pantry. And I know just yesterday, the Heaven's Harvest Food Bank gave out 2,000 gallons of milk yesterday in Martin in about a 2-hour span. The people that needed it. And as they get more of that, they're going to make announcements and drop it. It's when it comes, they get it out. That's just an example of that. And now that happened just yesterday when we were on the radio, and I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Well, the generosity that we have here in Floyd County, people are stepping up and doing the right thing. The Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, the Martin Ward, you know, they gave it was about 40,000 pounds of food, which equated to about 33,000 meals that they donated. DAV, they gave us a good contribution. Modern Woodmen of the World, they've stepped up and helped. So as people step up and help with these pantries, they're stocked. Utilize them, people. That's what they're here for. Don't be embarrassed. Don't think that this is beneath me. I don't want anyone in this county going hungry. We're going to feed people, if nothing else. People will be fed, if nothing else. Nobody's going to go hungry if we can help it.
We're here at the Floyd County Community Center. You know, I wish there were people here who were playing basketball. I was sitting here thinking when we got set up, We haven't used this facility in quite some time, but it's going to come.
It's going to
It's
come.
going. We've seen light. Light is coming.
Absolutely. I mean, this may be with us for maybe the next 12 months. But you know, some statistics to think about. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had 285 deaths in the state of Kentucky as of yesterday, somewhere around 285. Of that 285 deaths, 250 of those were folks over 60 years old. So we've had, 35 deaths out of 4.5 million people of people under 60 years of age. Of those deaths from 50 and up, I think there was only maybe 13 or 14 people under 50 years of age.
And most of them, coronavirus was a contributing factor, not the major factor.
That's right.
That's something else to remember.
A lot of them had underlying health issues.
Right.
So I'm not trying to downplay the seriousness of the COVID-19. We still want to be diligent, and like we mentioned earlier about, we can't be selfish. And I think a lot of these young folks, young healthy people, they don't seem to worry too much about it, but this is what you have to worry about. It's not so much you, but when you go home, you're taking it home to your family, you're taking it home to your mom, your dad, who may have COPD, an aunt or an uncle, and unfortunately, for a lot of them, in mid-70s, you got COPD, and they get a flare up, it could take their life. So.
Let's be responsible and let's be respectful to one another.
Absolutely. If you have a compromised immune system, you need to stay home. If you're elderly, you need to stay home. If you're out, we hope you don't have to get out, but if you do get out, you need to have masks on. You need to keep your social distance. You need to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. If you pull up to Walmart and you want to go in and the parking lot's full, and you're an elderly person and you don't feel comfortable in going in, and you're sitting there in that parking lot and you're saying, well, I hate to make another trip. There's a lot of people in there. Well, guess what? Get back in the car, go to the house, come back and make another trip, because when you go in there, if you contract this virus and you have a suppressed immune system, it doesn't matter. You may not get to make that trip ever again. So, we're going to have inconveniences in our life. We know that. We just have to use our heads, use common sense. No reason for folks to get overly excited, but we need to be processing on a daily basis where we're going, how we're going to protect ourselves where we go. And remember, come Monday, you will have a mask on publicly. And if you go in a business, as a business owner, you have to require that they do have a mask on.
Anything else to add?
No, I just, yesterday, this is National Nurses Week. I want to thank the nurses for everything they do for us. I want to thank our first responders. Like we was talking about, got a jail employee. This is an essential employee for us here in the county. They've been working. I want to thank all of our county employees for what they do, and they put themselves out here in harm's way on a daily basis to take care of the county. But I want to thank our nurses, our first responders, all of our medical personnel that take care of us.
They're pulling together. They're helping us. The least we can do is help them and be respectful and be responsible. That's the message of the day.
Absolutely. And stay safe, and God bless. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can call us at the Fiscal Court at 886-9193.
For Floyd County Judge Executive Robbie Williams, I'm Jamie Johnson. This has been the County Court Report for the month of May on WMDJ. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.